Okay, today we're going to do the perfect scrambled egg. I have my skillet on. I prefer an iron skillet. Iron skillets seem to give people the best results. I've put in the skillet about a tablespoonful of oil. I'm taking 2 eggs, regular eggs, doesn't matter whether they're brown or white. For this, I use salt and pepper. If you're on a low salt or no salt diet, you may want to forego the salt or the pepper. Spice it up as you choose. Take your eggs. Always crack your egg on a flat surface. If you crack it on the edge like this here, for some reason it doesn't seem to crack nearly as smooth. Crack it on a surface like this, okay, and place it in the bowl. Okay, now before we do anything else, we're going to mix them up a little bit. The reason I do it this way is because I want everything to have a chance to blend equally. So I take a fork, okay, you don't need anything fancy to do this. You take a fork and whip it. Whip it good. There's a song in there, I'm sure. Once you get it going and you see you have a nice smooth batter, okay, now you want to add a little salt and a little pepper if you're going to use them. If not, forego them, you don't need them. Again, back with the mixing. Whip it up good so that all the pepper and salt has been mixed throughout. And now, this is the secret that most people aren't aware of. You can make a scrambled egg out of just eggs that have been beaten. But if you add a little bit of milk, now I'm using 2% milk. It doesn't matter. You can use whole milk, 1% milk, skim milk. Okay, and you only just put in an ounce or so of milk. You don't need a lot. What you want to do is add to the creaminess. Now I have my skillet warming up. I just raised the temperature a little bit because I want to do this a little bit faster. Again, I go back after I've put the milk in and I whip it. Now you can see I have a somewhat frothy mixture. And in order to find out if your skillet is warm enough, dip your fork in it and drip it into the skillet. If it starts to cook right away, your skillet is just about warm enough. I see that it's bubbling up around the edges, so now I give it one last good whip, okay, as I pour it into the skillet. Now, we let that cook for just a moment. But you'll see that right here it's already starting to cook. Notice how I pulled it from the side towards the middle. That is very important. And it's because of the way the skillet heats. It's going to heat more in the middle, but your mix is going to be a little thicker in the middle. So you pull it in from the edges. Okay? You have to give it time to cook. It takes it a few moments. Now, I've got my temperature not quite at the highest mark. I can turn it down just a tad, but I'm going to give it just a minute here before I do. I want to make sure the bulk of the egg has been cooked. Now, you can start flipping your egg any way you choose so that any of the raw looking areas, the shiny areas, okay, are hitting the skillet. That allows them to brown just a little bit. Okay, now is the time to turn down the heat. Let it cook just a little bit slower because you've got the heat turned down. Keep flipping the pieces. Now, for this, you'll probably want to use a pot holder, simply because iron skillets do carry the heat all throughout them. But now you've got a perfect scrambled egg. And you'll notice that your skillet is almost clean. If you have your skillet cured properly and treated properly, it will come out almost clean, and when you get ready to clean up, all you need is a paper towel to just wipe the inside. Now I'm going to set that over here and let it cool for just a minute. While I finish my sausage, I can turn those down just a little bit now too. Now, some people like biscuits, some people like toast, some people like bread. With my scrambled eggs, I prefer just plain bread. White or wheat, doesn't matter. But I don't really need it toasted. I just put a couple slices out there that I can eat with my eggs and sausage. And there's your scrambled eggs and sausage breakfast. And there it is, ready to eat. And you'll notice that the eggs have just a little bit of crust and a little bit of brown on them, but they're still very tender and very tasty. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your breakfast.